Welcome to the Knowledge Trap with Brother Z. Let's get into this Caitlin Clark situation. Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever got bumped, got hip checked by Kennedy Carter of the Chicago Sky, aka Skytown. Now she got bumped to the ground.
Off to Carter, her jumper is good. Kennedy Carter now with 12 Carter and Clark.
It was a rough foul, but it really wasn't that bad. Carter went in, she bumped her, Caitlin fell to the ground. There was no injury, no harm, no foul. But now you got a bunch of non-melanated, low-pigment men. They crying, they saying she got bumped too hard. They on podcasts all across America calling our women manly and ghetto, all because of a little bump. They might be a little ghetto, but that ain't y'all job to call them out on that. Do we sit here and call out y'all trailer park trash? That's kind of a bad analogy. I'm not going to say it's equivalent to being ghetto, but have some respect for our ghetto queens. Now, Angel Reese, who is the nemesis of Caitlin Clark, and this goes back to college, where it was only about a year ago when LSU and Angel Reese played Iowa Buckeyes and Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese team, LSU, they defeated Caitlin Clark. Some people say Angel Reese didn't show the best sportsmanship. She did Caitlin Clark's signature move and kind of like waved a goodbye. You know, we won. So that started a little turmoil. Then fast forward to the 2024 college season, which was just a couple months ago. It ended. Caitlin Clark got her get back, and Iowa beat LSU in the Final Four to get to the championship where Iowa lost. So that was their history. They had a little so-called beef. They say they're friends, they say they're cool, but who knows? So Angel Reese, she had a press conference after the game. She's on Kennedy Carter's team, and she pretty much said she got some flack for, cheering on Kennedy after she hit Caitlin. But she said that's all good. She's been looked at as the villain. She's embracing that role, and she should be partly responsible for the rating increase in the WNBA. She's like, yeah, y'all giving all the credit to Caitlin Clark, but I'm her nemesis. I don't want to get this hype too, right? Now, Miss Kennedy, who actually shoved Caitlin, she didn't want to do the press game talking about Caitlin at all. She passed on the question, but she did go to Twitter stating that what does Caitlin Clark offer besides a three-pointer? Now, Caitlin Clark averages 15.5 points on 35% shooting from the field, 29% shooting from three, and she's leading the league in turnovers. She's doubling the second place leader in turnovers. Like, she's giving the ball away a lot, but let's give her a break. It is her rookie season. She 11-12, who knows, 13 games in, but she's definitely not setting the league on fire. Let's stop it. Let's not act like she is. She may be drawing attention. I don't know, because they say every game that she attends is 17, 16, 17, 18,000 people. It's always over 15,000. But generally in the other WNBA games, there's less than 7,000. So she might be bringing in attention, but she's not dominating the league just yet. Now, that statement by Kennedy Carter, what does Caitlin Clark bring to the league besides threes? It led some descendants of those who lived in the Caucasus Mountains. It led them into a hate frenzy. On the extreme end, I heard some people talking about, this was an actual assault, like a legal crime, that the black women in the WNBA, they racist. If the racism you have to deal with is getting nudged on the basketball court, you're in good shape. Like, you're in really good shape. No CrossFit. What are y'all really telling me here? That the golden child, Caitlin Clark, can't be touched from time to time. Get over it. She's playing basketball, not hopscotch. We've been craving a return of physicality to the NBA for almost a decade. Play defense, get competitive. Stop being best friends with all the other top players. Even with the absence of physicality in the NBA over the last 7-8 years, I can name dozens of plays just like this with the same physicality It's Carter on Clark. One example you can think back to is Patrick Beverly pushing Chris Paul.
Past Chris Paul, and it doesn't look like he says anything to him. Beverly just losing.
Pushing him to the floor way after the play. What about the Jordan rules from 88 to 1990? Jordan figured it out. The Pistons pushing them, grabbing them, pulling them, kicking them, elbowing them. I even think one might have bit them. You didn't see people get all in the uproar over something like that. Jordan, what did he do? He figured it out. He went and lifted weights. In 91, he became a champion. He capitalized. He figured out a way and he got it done. He gained more muscle. Stop babying her. Threatening to remove her from the league and she should quit over getting nudged. Be real. And then on the milder end, I hear podcasters, the melanin depleted podcasters and the highly paid ESPN coons highlighting the jealousy in the WNBA. These women are targeting poor Caitlin Clark. They're hating because she brings the ratings. She's getting the love. The coon train was rolling. Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith, I love their sports commentary, but these are two of the biggest coons in history. Trust me when I say this. On the social issues, they're always going to take it easier on the non-melanated people. This is history. I did a video about all of this on Shannon got exactly what he deserved after he sat there for the second time and took Skip Bayless's disrespect. Skip told him he wasn't nothing compared to Tom Brady. All over a man Skip didn't even know. And he refused to pop off on Skip, but he popped off on Orlando Skandrick, tried to make him feel worthless just because he challenged Shannon Sharp not studying. It's all in my video. Shannon Sharp got exactly what he deserved. This is repeated history. Look at Stephen A. old takes on Kyrie Irving. Look at him. Look at the way he talked about Antonio Brown for not taking a vaccine and getting a fake paper, but he didn't do the same with Aaron Rodgers. Look at it. Look at how he talked about any black man, including P. Diddy, but other ones too, who hit a woman, but look at how he talked to Dana White, the owner of the UFC. Look at how he was friendly with that. This is all history. Look at how Shannon Sharp wanted to fight Mike Epps over a little disagreement, but he let Skip Bayless disrespect him to the T, and he was rewarded for that. His show blew up like never before, because when you bend over backwards for the establishment, for the powers that be, you get your little cookies. That's the truth. Shannon Sharp, phenomenal. Big Unc, uber successful, but he's a coon. Stephen A. Smith, I subscribe to his channel, but he's paid off. They are high price, paid off coons. And you know what happens in the end to our men when they sell out? And you really don't even got to sell out. But when the system gets done with you, Wesley Snipes, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, come on now. I'm not saying nobody these brothers never did anything, but who knows? And look at their punishment compared to other people punishment of other groups. Be real. I'm glad Monica McNutt of ESPN called Stephen A. Smith out because he wasn't giving the WNBA attention, right?
Is unfair to the women of this league, to your point, who have laid the groundwork for Caitlin Clark to come in and now take it to the next level. That's all I'm saying in these conversations. Kennedy Carter's behavior is not indicative of the entire league. We are still talking about competition where you are allowed to get a little extra elbow in if you are competing and you do it within the parameters of the game. The game is physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
All right.
Who talks about the WNBA? Who talks about women? Who talk about women's sports more than First Take?
Stephen A., respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Wow.
All right, we got to go. You guys.
So did you say
You know
that
you're
on the
my
show?
guy, but
Who does more than
Stephen,
us?
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Don't do that. I'm talking to you about the
Oh, my
power that
Lord.
you have.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
All right, let's.
I got it.
You my guy, but
I
I'm
got
talking
it.
to you.
I got it.
Guys, I really appreciate
you my girl, but you've missed a lot of episodes of First Take. You missed a lot.
Stephen A.,
Guys,
3 years
I'll
ago,
leave
you
it
were
at
not
that.
talking about the
Go
W
ahead,
at this
Mama.
level. Don't do that.
guys,
Nobody was, Monica.
guys,
You making Stephen A's point, Monica. You
gentlemen,
making
please
Stephen
let
A's
me do my
point.
job.
But now he wants to interject himself in their issues when you wasn't supporting that first. If they mess up the WNBA by following her too hard, let it be. If they pull out the league, let it be. Let them figure out their own issues because you didn't support it. And I know Monica McNutt went through hell with that name throughout school. I mean, I like it. Listen, melanated folks, let other groups solve their own problems because that's what they let us do. Non-melanated folks, stop playing a double reverse racism card over a basketball game. You sound like the epitome of white problems. I only scored a 1270 on my SAT. Stop it. Y'all keep elevating.